Namaste. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Abhi Janamanchi. My pronouns are he, him, one of the ministers serving this religious community. Welcome to Cedar Lane Online. As we gather this morning to celebrate the triumph of good over evil, wisdom over ignorance, truth over lies, hope over despair, compassion over cruelty, and love over fear. I'm not referring to last week's election victory, but to the ancient Hindu festival of lights, Deepavali or Diwali, celebrated all over the world on Saturday. This is the 6th year we're celebrating Diwali at Cedar Lane, and although we cannot be together in person this year, our virtual celebration brings us together again for a joyous and inspiring spirit experience connecting us across time, space, and electronic devices. If you're new with us this morning, please let us know in the live chat and know that whether you are joining us today for the first time or you've been with us for a lifetime, we welcome you. Whoever you are and whomever you love, we welcome you. Whether you're joining us from wherever you're joining us from and however you arrived at our worship time together, we welcome you. Whatever your beliefs, gender identity and expression, immigration status, or political views, we welcome you. Thank you for taking a chance and taking the time to join us for worship today. We invite you, if you are able and willing, to fill out the newcomer form included in the live chat. And if you've been attending for a while and are inspired to join this amazing religious community as a member, please reach out to our membership and communications coordinator, Nicole Kazi. Her email address is in the chat. Our pastoral visitors are an extension of the ministry team. They are available in the chat today to support you. I have a couple of quick announcements. Our generosity team, which works to promote and strengthen generosity as a spiritual practice and provide strategic financial leadership at Cedar Lane, is eager to welcome new members onto the team. The team meets monthly with me and Jen Morley to plan and organize our annual giving campaign to support Cedar Lane's vision, mission, and ministry. If you are interested to serve on this team or wish to know more, please reach out to the generosity team's co-chair, Marilyn Emery, at marilynemeryhomes@gmail.com. The information is in the chat. Also, a quick reminder that as part of the work of the Potomac Partnership between Cedar Lane, River Road, and Fairfax UU congregations, the Storytelling Project continues to joyfully receive your written responses to a series of questions as we continue to explore what Unitarian Universalism is and can be in this COVID and post-COVID world. Please see Friday's e-news for more information and the link to respond. Hope you will respond to the survey. Thank you. And now, let us center ourselves for a time of reflection, remembrance, rededication, and renewal with these words attributed to the ancient Indian poet Kalidasa. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of our existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement, or but experiences of time. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision, and today, well lived, makes yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Such is the salutation to the ever-new dawn. Today's service celebrates Deepavali or Diwali, a joyous festival of lights celebrated by Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, and Buddhists around the world. In India, the celebration marks the biggest holiday of the year. Diwali is marked by lighting lamps, eating good food, dancing, bursting fireworks, and sharing gifts. Deepavali derives from two Sanskrit words, Deepa meaning light and Avali meaning row or series. This refers to the most prominent feature of the festival, which is the displaying of rows of illuminated lamps from homes, temples, and other buildings in order to symbolize the triumph of good over evil, of hope over despair, of peace over anxiety, of truth over lies, and of love over fear. We all need a Diwali. Like many Hindu festivals, there isn't just one reason to celebrate Diwali. This ancient celebration is linked to multiple stories in religious texts. Many of these stories are about the triumph of good over evil and the awakening of the inner light. Northern India celebrates the story of King Rama's return to Ayodhya after he defeated Ravana by lighting rows of clay lamps. In southern India, the festival is celebrated as the day Lord Krishna and his wife Satyabhama together defeated the demon Narakasura. Many Hindus also celebrate Diwali by honoring goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance and prosperity. In some parts of India, Diwali marks the start of a new year, so prayers offered to Lakshmi ask for a prosperous year ahead. Make a note, generosity team. Other religions like Jainism, Sikhism use Diwali to mark important events in their histories too. In Jainism, it marks the nirvana or spiritual awakening of Lord Mahavira. The Sikhs have always celebrated Diwali. They believe that it was on Diwali day that their sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind, was freed from imprisonment. Known as Bandi Chor Divas, the Diwali story for the Sikh community is that of their struggle for freedom. While the story behind Diwali varies from region to region, the essence is the same: to rejoice in the inner light, understand the underlying reality of all things, and share that light with the world. Although it is not seen externally, this inner light outshines all shadows, removes all obstacles, and dispels all ignorance. It awakens the individual to one's true nature, not as the body, but as the unchanging, infinite, and transcendent reality that is a part of the interconnected and interdependent web of all existence. With this inner realization come universal compassion, courageous love, the awareness of the oneness of all things, and the ability to live into being Sat Chit Ananda, truth, consciousness, and joy. For Hindus, this is the goal of life. At Cedar Lane, we celebrate Diwali every year as a unifying festival that promotes unity in diversity, embodying beloved community with justice, equity, and compassion for all, and helping us live lives of gratitude, generosity, and service. Today's service celebrates Deepavali with music and movement, story and song, prayer and reflection, art and rhythm. Happy Deepavali, Happy Diwali.
Namaste. I am Usha Sharma Charya. My pronouns are she and her.
Namaste. I am Lata Puturi, and my pronouns are she, her.
Namaste, my name is Sai Puturi.
As we light the Diwali lamps in Rockville and Bethesda, please let us know where you are lighting your chalice in the chat.
May the light we now kindle
lead us from untruth to truth,
lead us from the shadows into the light,
lead us from ignorance to wisdom,
lead us from death to life.
We rededicate ourselves before this light
to lead lives of gratitude, generosity, and love.
Today and in the days to come.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to all.
There once was a village in India. It was a great village, but as always, there was a bad guy named Naraka. But thankfully, there were more good people: Indra the king, Satyabhama, and Krishna. Naraka was greedy and wanted to be the king.
Can I be king so people will worship me? I have a great idea. I can go undercover and give the king fruit that will make him ill. And I can capture the king's mom.
On Naraka's way to the village on his horse, he gave Indra the king the fruit. Naraka came back the next day. Indra wasn't there, so Naraka's plan worked. Naraka captured Aditi, Indra's mother, and also the Devas and the women of heaven.
Ah, where are you taking us? Ah, Naraka, where are you taking us?
What did you do to my son, the king?
Ouch, that hurts.
That hurts. Hey, where are the women of heaven, my Devas, and my mother?
The king could only think of one person to call for help: Krishna, the god of love and joy.
I'm going to save the people.
What happened?
Aditi, the woman of heaven, and the Devas need our help, but you don't have to come.
Fine.
Krishna flies to the mountains with Garuda the eagle and finds Naraka. Krishna swoops down and uses his magic wand to tie up Naraka, but has difficulty. Just in time, Satyabhama swoops down with her flying dog.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to save the people.
Satyabhama and Krishna worked together to tie up Naraka with the magic wand. Aditi, the mother, appears from the cave.
Save her!
Come with me. We will save you from the greedy Naraka.
Thank you for your help.
You saved the day! I knew we could believe in the power of love against greed.
My mom, I'm so happy.
Hello!
Great!
Go.
Humbled, understanding that greed is not the path to love and joy, Naraka apologized to all. In heaven and earth, the gods and humans rejoiced and celebrated. Krishna and Satyabhama had triumphed over Naraka. This victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and wisdom over ignorance is the celebration we now call Diwali, the festival of lights.
Yay! Happy
Happy
Diwali!
Diwali!
Happy Diwali! Diwali!
Diwali is the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and wisdom over ignorance.
What I like about what brings me joy is having family dinners, having family movie nights, playing with my sister, playing with my friends, going to the park, and building with my sister, and yeah, pretty much. The thing I like about joy is like hanging out with my sister, having family movie nights, and having family dinners, and having sleepover with my friends. That's all.
What gives me hope and joy in times of darkness are my family, being with my family, being with my friends, watching funny movies and other activities that are comedy, writing and reading, and yeah.
What gives me joy is playing with my friends.
What gives me joy is telling somebody about it and laying on the couch with someone.
The Lana is a nritta dance which lays emphasis primarily on the rhythmic aspect of Bharatanatyam, and towards the end of the song there is usually a lyric in praise of a god or a goddess. In this case it is in praise of Krishna, where the gopis or the milkmaids of Vrindavan say, "O Krishna, we worship you with all our hearts. Will you not show compassion and come down and sing and dance with us and delight our souls?"
கண்ணா உன்னை நானே துதித்தேனே மனமிறங்கி அருள்வாய் கண்ணா உன்னை நானே துதித்தேனே மனமிறங்கி அருள்வாய் வந்து நீ ஆடி பாடி விளையாடி உறவாடி என்னை காத்திடுவாய் வந்து நீ ஆடி பாடி விளையாடி. mada pamadim sada dingina tum ding ding sari sada pamada padim mada pamadim sada dingina tum pamadim ta dingina tum sada ta dingina tum sariba ta dingina tum pamadim ta dingina tum sada ta dingina tum sariba Kadingina tum na dhritani tum tani tum tatum kadingina tum tam tatum kadingina tum tam tatum kadingina tum dim tanana dim kadirana dirana gadirana Tanadirana dim tanana dim kadirana dirana gadirana tanadirana dim tanana dim kadirana dirana gadirana tanadirana dirana gadirana tanadirana dirana gadirana tanadirana
Thank you, Lakshmi, Swaminathan, and Natananjali School of Dance students for that beautiful, melodious, and inspiring piece about Krishna and the many, many attributes of Krishna. And thank you, children, and Kamakshi Shankar Boyle for that delightful play about Krishna, Satyabhama, and Naraka, and also that conversation about what brings us joy in our lives. We all could use more joy. Each week at Cedar Lane, we have an opportunity to practice generosity through giving. We build this community together, this community that holds us so closely and weaves us together day after day, week after week, year after year. It is a visible and tangible ritual of witness to our commitment to make love work and to build the beloved community within, among, and beyond our religious community. I've been so deeply moved and inspired by your generosity during this pandemic over the past 8 months. We have raised, through Share the Plate and Give the Plate offerings, close to $30,000 to support local, national, and international organizations that are engaged in critical life-saving work to support people impacted by the pandemic. Today's Share the Plate offering will support a Unitarian Universalist Holding India program's partner who has been working around the clock during the COVID-19 crisis. India introduced the world's largest national lockdown in March of this year, and for nearly 2 months, the economy came to a standstill. Up to 100 million workers lost their jobs. And the road to recovery since then has been long and arduous and challenging. Holdings partners across India are working closely with the authorities to ensure relief reaches all those in need. This morning, we will hear more from one of Holding India's partners, the Reverend Mahesh Meherzad Upadhyay, a Zoroastrian Hindu Unitarian Universalist. Yes, they do exist. Based in Ahmedabad, India, Mahesh is also joining us live this morning and is on live chat. And you may remember him from his visit to Cedar Lane in June 2016 when he spoke during a service. And also Mahesh was one of the leaders who supported the India trip that people from Cedar Lane and other UU congregations took with me. Now let's watch the video.
Namaste, good morning, and a very happy Diwali to you all. I am Reverend Mahesh Upadhyay, calling in from Ahmedabad in India. For almost 3 decades as a barefoot community minister in partnership with the UU Holding India program, I've been working with oppressed groups exploited on the basis of caste, religion, gender, sexual orientation, and economic circumstances. Mostly in northern India. My work involves nurturing and sustaining local leadership to build sustainable member-based social change organizations that fights and advocates for the rights in India. The year 2020 has seen COVID-19 impacting very hard on our members who are mostly urban poor, workers from the unorganized sector, street workers, domestic workers, construction workers, rural agriculture workers, and sewage workers. The loss of income, displacement, and hunger have been major issues. During the lockdown in India from March to May, that then extended into June and July, we had reached out to those who have to share with those who don't. And many responded generously. Our team has worked very hard to alleviate their sufferings. In particular, Hima Chauhan and Bindya Makwana from Kuchabai Foundation in Golana village of Gujarat, Parveen Noor Subha Sheikh, who works with and is the founder member of Hindus United with Muslims, which was set up after the 2002 riots. She's based in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, which is the capital city. Shahadat Ali is based in Jaipur. Many of you are aware of it's an international tourist center, and he works with children, and he's also a leader activist with the Kachi Basti Mahasangh, which is a federation of slum settlements. Post-lockdown, it had become even harder to get relief. Whatever little came their way had disappeared. Jobs are still hard to find, from mental health problems to suicide, domestic violence, both physical and mental, to poverty, hunger, and crushing debt has only increased over time. At such a time, your solidarity with our struggles and your support will go towards rebuilding lives and livelihoods. On behalf of all of us here, I express my deep gratitude for your help and support in this critical time. May the lights of Diwali shine on us all, heal us all, and keep us safe. Dhanyavad.
Friends, one of the aspects of Diwali is sharing our good fortune with others. So please give generously as you're able. Each dollar you contribute today will go a long, long way in India. You can give by electronic means of our modern times, by text, online giving, PayPal, QR code, or by mailing your check to the church. Our online offering will now be joyfully given and gratefully received with scintillating Veena music by my friend and acclaimed musician, Nirmala Rajasekar. Thank you for your generosity.
Each time we gather for worship, we set aside time to expand the caring ministry of this congregation. Together, we recognize the cycle of life and death, the circle of love, compassion, and witness that is at the heart of this congregation. Our hearts are with those whose primary spiritual practice is the raising of children. We hold in our circle of caring those who live with grief or chronic pain, who care for family members who live with illnesses seen and unseen, with mental illness or addiction. We also hold in our hearts Jean Scheibel and ask for you to hold in prayer her sister Rita and nephew Mike, who are moving through health struggles related to COVID-19. We hold in our hearts and prayers Pratima Dharm, Raj, Rajendran, and Pooja and Payal as they navigate this time of deep concern for Pratima's father, Mr. C.N. Singh, who is hospitalized with a critical health crisis. Our caring extends beyond Cedar Lane to others whose lives are lost and impacted by violence and calamities and the COVID-19 pandemic in our nation and in the world. Holding them, holding all the joys and sorrows we bring, let us take a few moments to be together in silence. And I invite those of you here gathered during the silence, if you are mourning a loss or marking the anniversary of a loss, to rise or share a loved one's name in the chat in remembrance and in memory. Let us enter the silence together.
Continuing our joys and sorrows, we celebrate with the Reverend Katie Romano Griffin, who was welcomed into final fellowship with the Unitarian Universalist Association. Congratulations, Katie. And we offer our heartfelt condolences to the Reverend Pratima Dharm, Raj, Pooja, and Payal on the passing of her beloved father, Sri C.N. Singh, on November 12th. Holding all these joys and sorrows, I invite you now to center yourself for a time of meditation and reflection. Let yourself sit quietly and at ease. Allow your body to be relaxed and open, your heart soft. Close your eyes if you are comfortable doing so. Let go of any plans or preoccupations, to-do lists or tasks. And for now, just be with yourself. Begin with yourself. Keep your eyes closed or keep them open with a softened gaze. And begin by taking a few long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in and out fully. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And with each breath, try to soften and release whatever tension or anxiety you might be gripping and holding in your body. let yourself relax. And with each breath, I invite you, as you're able and comfortable, to recite the primordial sound of the universe, the symbol Om. Om. And as you chant Om, I invite you to imagine that you are lighting a deepa, a lamp within. I want you to feel its glow, feel its light, feel its warmth, and keep repeating Om. Let your inner light radiate from within your being out into your home, into your community, and into the world. Hold in this light those among us who are mourning a loss, the many loved ones we have lost in this pandemic, and the many millions who have died, who have been infected, who are at risk, who are risking their lives serving others, and those who are working to find a cure. Hold them all and keep repeating Om. Extend your loving kindness to people everywhere, all beings, the whole earth, and keep repeating Om. We are all born of the same light, yours and mine. When we gather together, we burn brightly, and together we bless the world. May this light that we hold and share and radiate lead us from untruth to truth, from ignorance to wisdom, from fear to love, and from death to life. Peace, peace, peace. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyormam Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे। हमको मन की शक्ति देना। भेदभाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, दूसरों से भूल हो तो माफ कर सके, झूठ से बची रहे, सच का दम भरे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे, हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे, हमको मन की शक्ति देना।
Hello everyone, Andarki Namaskaram. This is Maunima.
Hey guys, this is Damini Bhatla. Andarki Namaskaram.
So first of all, we are wishing you a very, very happy and prosperous Diwali. Sending warmest regards and wishes all the way from India to each one of you and your families.
Right. So Diwali is a festival of lights. We celebrate this because we really want to celebrate the victory of good over the evil.
Victory of good over evil calls for a fair celebration, and we usually celebrate by getting together with families here and decorating our house. Also decorating our house with this cute diyas, and lots of food, and also by bursting a lot of firecrackers. However, we have decided not to burst firecrackers anymore. Like we have been practicing this from many years to contribute to the environment and do our part by not polluting the environment. So
I still remember when I was at the Cedar Lane Retirement Community Center. It's a beautiful place with beautiful smiles. The warmth and the hospitality was great when I visited, and I really wanna come again. It was in 2016 and I really want to come again. Once this is all done, once the whole COVID-19 is out of this world, I'll come back again. We both will come back and sing for you all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meet you all because Damini keeps narrating her whole experience there with our Peddanana and also with all of you guys. I'm really looking forward to meet you all one day. So please take care of yourselves, stay safe, take care of your families. We both are wishing you only the best. So have a great day. Signing off now.
Thank you, Maunima and Damini, who are my nieces, for sharing your musical gifts and your wonderful message this morning. I'm just delighted that you could join us and participate in this very special Diwali celebration. And now I'm honored and delighted to welcome an incredibly gifted and versatile local artist, Shanti Chandrasekar. Shanti is a multidisciplinary multimedia artist who expresses her creativity through various forms of visual media: drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, printmaking, papermaking, you name it. She has done it all. She has also been trained in the traditional art forms of Indian miniature paintings and kolam or rangoli, the focus of today's art presentation. Shanti's works have been displayed widely in a variety of places in the DC, Maryland, Virginia region, including at NIH, the American Center for Physics, the Betty Mae Kramer Gallery at Rockville and River Road UU congregations, and nationally at the Fermi Lab Art Gallery in Chicago. She also brought to life in 2016 with her vivid illustrations a book of Hindu stories, Katha Sagar, that I co-wrote with Sarah Conover and was published by Skinner House Books. Shanti has won numerous awards for her art, including the Maryland State Arts Council Individual Artist Award in both 2013 and 2016 for works on paper. Now, while many of her works are influenced by her Indian heritage and Hindu spirituality, her true inspiration, she says, comes from the mystery and majesty of the world around her. Her muse lives within the scientific, where the scientific intersects with the spiritual. So a couple of days ago, Shanti and I had a wonderful conversation about how life called her to be an artist. the influence of her life in India growing up near a nuclear reactor in Chennai, her physics and psychology degrees, her holy curiosity and imagination, and her Hindu spirituality. Here's an excerpt where Shanti talks about kolam art and its cultural, scientific, spiritual, and philosophical significance.
Yeah, kolam has been very important to me, like, from even before I was born, like, my mother used to draw a lot of columns. And so it was part of growing up, which when you live in India, and especially in Tamil Nadu, you watch women draw them every day, every morning in front of their houses, like I said, sunrise and sunset. And you watch this happen every day and you take it for granted. And it was only when I came to the US that I realized how much I missed that daily ritual. And so it was that longing to get back to, the roots, I guess, in a way, that I started doing columns. And so columns are these drawings Tamil women do in front of their houses every morning around sunrise, sunset, with either rice powder or rock powder. And it is done on the ground, on the floor, and they would clear up the threshold and draw it on the floor, like bend down and draw these using dots and lines. And this is an art form that's traditional and has been around for centuries. And it's passed on from generation to generation. There are like no classes or anything. You watch and you observe and immerse yourself into it, and then you draw them. They are also like tantric art in that there is this repetitive patterns in that. And it is very meditative. There are rules, certain rules that you follow. And you draw all of this without the help of any tools. You don't use a ruler or any kind of measurement. You just take a bowl of this powder and pinch it out with your fingers. And you make the dots, and then you do the lines around them. So when you do them on the floor, it's bound to go. And so, like people walk on it, it's gone. So they also symbolize the whole idea of creation and destruction, but also giving way to new, because once this is gone, then you make another one, another morning, sunrise, and then you make another kola. So this actually brings in like a very deep philosophy of impermanence. There is nothing that is permanent, and that, everything has its time, its period. And so you draw the column and you have people walk over it, and it's erased by evening, and then you make a small one by the evening, maybe. Again, then, next morning you clear up the space and make a new one. And what you also learn about it is that you make that column and you walk away and people walk over it, which means there's a sense of non-attachment to the column. It's not like, I made this beautiful column, please don't walk on it. That is not the purpose. You draw it and you let go of that drawing. There's a lot of different philosophies in so many ways, and some of them that I have also felt as I work on them is about Shiva Shakti. I feel there is this relation, like, in terms of Shiva Shakti, the concept of the yoga of like the Shiva and Shakti, the feminine and the masculine energies. So in which case, like, the dots are like when you draw the dots, you make the grid with these dots, and it does not have any life of its own. The dots are there, they're beautiful, they are there, but the moment the lines like weave way around them, there is that life-giving quality to those dots. But then the lines need those dots as a structure to be able to go around and create something beautiful. And so there is this need for both. Together, the dots and the column are, the dots and the lines are like Shiva Shakti. These dots are also representative of like challenges, obstacles, issues. Especially this was like done by women, so it usually is a woman, but it holds good for anybody, any person. The dots, if they represent the challenges, and if a person can weave their way around these dots, and the thing is, you have to cover all the dots that you have drawn. So you're not going to give up on some obstacle or anything, but you're going to, deal with all of them, figure out a way. And as you go around and you come back, but you also have to maintain a symmetry. There has to be harmony in it. It's not like, I just find my way around. No, it is a very beautiful way you make these lines. And if a woman can do that, she'll be able to deal with life's ups and downs. That's like any person, can deal with their life's ups and downs, because it is about problem solving. It is about decision making as you draw those lines. And there is a flow to the lines, because when you draw them, you can't just be too tight about it. There is the thing about flexibility and adaptability, along with the discipline. And you can also be creative in spite of the rules, and which is, I think, a wonderful aspect in terms of life lessons. So there's also the other thing about this, there's this interconnectedness. You can actually make a small one, and then there's a fractal nature to columns too. You can keep adding on those little columns, and they become larger and larger and very complex. It's also like in life, you meet so many people, there's so many different periods in life that we have, and there is this interconnectedness, not just in terms of like, us understanding, but space and time, and all of that comes together with a column. The other part that I really like about column is that it's an eco-friendly art form. You use either rice powder or rock powder. So what comes from earth naturally goes back to earth. And you start the day, beginning of the day, with maybe a little bit of exercise, because you got to bend down and do it. And there's the stretching, there is all of that. And it's also like, good karma, because like when you use rice powder, you have the birds and insects come and eat them in India. And it's like feeding 1,000 souls, and you increase your list of good karma. The one thing that I did learn over the years working with columns is that column is like life, in that we know, there is an end, but like a column, when you do the column, it's going to go, and yet you do the best column that you can. You don't say, it's going to go, so I'm just going to do whatever, it's not like that. You do put your best, what you can do that particular day, depending on your mood and your circumstances. And life is like in so many ways very similar, that we know it's going to go, but we still strive our best, to give it and make something beautiful out of it. And so column has been an inspiration part of my journey all along.
Diwali, or Deepavali as we South Indians like to call it, was always one of my most favorite festivals. My father would wake us up early in the morning. It would still be dark because we had to burst firecrackers before the sun had risen. So our Deepavali celebrations actually began before the crack of dawn. And then, of course, we would have an oil bath and wear new clothes, which was always a source of excitement because we never used to be able to buy new clothes whenever we wanted. It was always at major festivals that we got new clothes. And of course, my mother would make my favorite breakfast, idli. And I would wait for all my cousins and relatives to show up, and they would always come to our house because my grandparents lived with us, my paternal grandparents, so we were kind of the family headquarters. So anytime there was a festival, everybody would show up at our house and spend the whole day eating, chatting, having fun. And so my cousins would come, and then my relatives would come bearing sweets and savories, snacks, and then we would have a wonderful time sampling and tasting all of it. We would, of course, go to the temple and in our turn visit our friends and neighbors, taking savories and sweets made at our house and giving it to them. And then, of course, we would wait for sunset for it to get dark outside so we could burst firecrackers all over again. So I think being a South Indian for Deepavali was a double treat because we got to burst crackers at before dawn and also after sunset. It was just a day of celebration. That's what I remember. And I have lived here in this country, I think, longer than I have lived in India now. And so Deepavali for me here has been quite different because living in Maryland, we are not allowed to burst firecrackers. So firecrackers, which played a big role in my life growing up in India, was completely pushed to the side. And so it has become more for me now a reflection on the blessings, counting the blessings that I have. And instead of sharing sweets and savories, sharing my blessings to the extent that I can with people around me. Happy Deepavali. Mahalakshmi Ashtakam Stotram is a hymn in praise of Goddess Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity. In this hymn, she is described as the primordial energy and the mother of the universe.
सर्वसिद्धिमवाप्नोति सर्वसिद्धिमवाप्नोति राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा राज्यं प्राप्नोति सर्वदा एककाले पठे नित्यं महापापविनाशकम् एककाले पठे नित्यं महापापविनाशकम् विकालं यः पठे नित्यं धनधान्यसमन्वितम् विकालं यः पठे नित्यं धनधान्यसमन्वितम् विकालं यः पठे नित्यं महाशत्रुविनाशकम् विकालं यः पठे नित्यं महाशत्रुविनाशकम् महालक्ष्मीर्भवे नित्यं महालक्ष्मीर्भवे नित्यं प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा प्रसन्ना वरदा शुभा
What a wonderful way to be together and celebrate Deepavali, this amazing festival of lights that radiates from within out into the world. I'd like to thank all who helped make today's Spirit experience such a special and inspiring one. My colleague, Reverend Katie Romano Griffin, Usha Charya, Lata and Sai Poturi, Kamakshi Shankar Boyle, and all the children who created and enacted that wonderful play. Shanti Chandrasekar, composer and vocalist, Shruti Rajasekar, Nirmala Rajasekar and Srinivasan, Maunima and Damini Bhatla, and Ram Vishwanathan, who you will be hearing during the postlude. Thank you to members of our amazing AV team and visual arts team, Mike Morse, Don Woodruff, Barb Thompson, Michael McCrickard, Todd Chernikoff, Rebecca Knocktrebe, and Claire J. Cox. Thank you to our membership and pastoral volunteers who have been active in the live chat. Friends, I hope you will join us after the service with your favorite beverage on hand for a virtual coffee hour. And so we close. This Diwali, may we remember that our doors must be open to allow the light of our homes to enter the world. May we commit to journey together in unity while affirming our diversity. May we commit to be a circle of life, manifesting the solidarity that will protect, savor, save, and serve life. And may we shine forth with the divine spirit that is within us, among us, and all around us, for this broken and beautiful world of ours needs all the light, all the joy, all the love we have to bring. Keep shining. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Happy Diwali.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Cedar Lane Church, for having me. My name is Ram Vishwanathan, aka Doli Ram, and I want to wish all of you tuning into this video from all over the world a very happy Diwali and a Sal Mubarak. I hope that all of you are enjoying this time with your friends, family, over great food, lights, colors, and last but not least, great music and dance. Let's go.